I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it or not. But have you guys noticed a shift in game development and a shift in game distribution by any chance? And I mean this in like the least fucked up way, right? Because I'm not trying to like roast any companies, right? Technology is always moving. So I can't inherently blame a company for wanting to distribute games easier and continue to make money doing so. I retweeted this meme. I thought it was really funny. The meme says, right here, "Hey Ubisoft, good luck. If paying for games is not owning them, then pirating them is not stealing." And the reason why I bring this up is because I noticed the shift a while back. I noticed the shift around the time Xbox Game Pass started to get a lot more prominent, a lot more pushed on the Xbox ecosystem and on the Microsoft front. Microsoft is no longer trying to sell you games. Microsoft does not want you to buy games, and neither does Ubisoft. Microsoft wants you to buy a subscription. Microsoft wants to create the Netflix of gaming in Xbox Game Pass. I'm sure you guys have noticed Xbox Game Pass has a giant category of games, a plethora, a huge amount. And that's only the beginning, right? Like this is not their final form. Like as Frieza said, "You fool, this isn't even my final form." Legitimately, they want to just create something so enticing that you don't ever have to buy a game. Instead, holy shit, this is so bright. Instead, you buy a subscription and you get access to all of these different games that you can play at a moment's notice, pick up and put down, whether on your own hardware or through cloud streaming in the inevitable future, right? I mean, the Google Stadia didn't work out because of course the internet infrastructure just isn't there yet, but I'm sure you guys know that cloud gaming, just like cloud live streaming, like cloud streaming of video, is something that gaming companies want to do. Maybe not all of them, right? We can't tell how long Sony wants to stay in an actual console dominated market because of course console is king right now, or was king right now, and PlayStation is winning that. Sony is absolutely winning the console war. Sony won last generation and it's winning this generation, right? The Xbox 360 was the last great console of the Xbox ecosystem. Now they're not trying to sell you a console, they're trying to sell you a subscription. Look at all of these games you can play. There is 24 pages. If you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, there is 24 pages of games. So many different genres from so many different eras. Look at that. We have something from the original Xbox. We have things all the way back from the Xbox 360. This started when game developers and game publishers started pushing for digital distribution of their games, right? Oh, why buy a disc when you could go to Steam and buy the game on Steam? Not have to use a disc. Why buy a disc and still have to install a large portion of the game off of said disc onto your console on an Xbox One or a PS4? No, just download the entire game digitally. Don't worry, we'll start giving you more storage. We'll start pushing 1 terabyte as the standard. We'll start pushing giant expansion cards with Xbox or PlayStation as the standard. We'll start giving you more memory as an option. Don't worry, right? No need for the memory card. No need for the disc. Instead, start giving us money monthly, the same way you've already done with Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Start giving us that money monthly for something like Game Pass, for something like EA Play, for something like GeForce Now, cloud streaming. This is the industry shift that's slowly happening. I don't know if people my generation or younger care. I don't know if people my generation or younger even think about it. But there could be a time in the near future, in the next 3 to 4 years, where you no longer own your games. Just like this little meme stated. Just like this little meme stated. There might be a time in the near future where paying for the game doesn't mean you own it, right? You can already see Capcom taking steps in this direction with the way they're trying their best to stop people from modding games, even older games that already existed before they started to really crack down on modding, right? Things like Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Monster Hunter World, older Monster Hunters, even Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, right? There are mods people use for these games that are now being copyright struck by YouTube, starting to be pulled down off of common mod websites like Nexus Mods. You own it, but you can't mess with the files of it. You bought it, you paid for it, but you can't mess with the files of it. The next step is to make sure that those files just never exist on your computer, your Xbox, your smart TV, right? We even have smart TVs that can take advantage of some gaming subscriptions like Xbox Game Pass. I think it's Xbox Cloud, and I can't remember the name of the other one. Is it GeForce Now? I believe it's GeForce Now, maybe, right? You don't even need to own a console anymore. It's a scary future for people who like physical media, for sure, right? I'm not a super big physical media person. I don't really care about owning a disc. I play exclusively on PC, right? We haven't had discs since the early 2000s, so that's not a problem. The bigger deal is paying for something, but no longer actually owning it is the scary thing, right? So maybe even in the future, there's a world where Steam doesn't exist because you're not allowed to buy this game. You have to pay for that subscription to play the game from said developer, said publisher, said distribution service. Who knows? I don't think it's coming anytime soon. I think it's a while away, which gives me some solace that maybe instead of playing video games in 10 years, I won't be, right? I won't have to worry about that. But until then, this is definitely looming in the back of my mind, and maybe a lot of other gamers, if you really care about owning the things you buy, right? Like leasing a car. You don't own the car until the car is paid off. You are leasing that car. Scary thought. Very scary thought. Tell me how you feel about it down in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Small rant about the near future of potential live service only / subscription service gaming. Signing out and saying peace. I forgot about that until I remembered I posted this meme, and I was like, I should probably talk about that. Actually, that's a nice little thing to just throw out a quick one. You know, just a quick one. What do we play, chat? Do we play some Fortnite? Is Creeper up? He said he was doing laundry, right? So he's probably not able to game, not down to game. Maybe we try the new mode. Hello? I gotta edit that. I'm dumb. There we go. I typed no gaming because no laundry. I thought you liked live service games. I like live service games, but I don't think live service should be the only feature for gaming. Me personally, I like live service games because they allow you to pay as you want, right? But I don't think that the medium of games as art should die. I don't think that the medium of you buy a game like Alan Wake 2 or Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil 4 Remake, or Bugsnax, right? Some of these single player, more story driven games. I don't think those games should die, right? So everything becoming live service would slowly kill those games because of their profitability margins going down. 1. 2, those live service games could still exist, or those single player games, those experiences, art type experiences could still exist on a subscription platform. So I'm not inherently saying that subscription platforms would kill those single player story driven art pieces, right? Because video games can be art. They can be, truly. But I think that those are like the two biggest shifts in the industry right now, is live service gaming and gaming subscription services, subscription models that are starting, right? Like PlayStation Now exists, but it's not very good. So most people don't think about it or talk about it. But Xbox Game Pass is fucking huge. Xbox Game Pass is like probably the biggest selling point for an Xbox. Right? Like you don't buy an Xbox and you're going, I'm gonna buy an Xbox and like never even think about Game Pass. Like, you buy an Xbox because you're like, I could just get Game Pass. Actually, I should probably get Game Pass. Right now, to get people into the door of trying Game Pass, they made Xbox Live Gold, or Xbox Live, whatever it was called. They just turned it into Xbox Game Pass Core, where you have significantly less games and they rotate quicker, right? So you still get a roster of games, but there's significantly less of them. If I go back to that website, which I guess I could do, you'll see there's like different types of Xbox Game Pass. And one of them is Core. Xbox Game Pass Core is like the normal one. When you would have originally paid for something like, when you originally paid for something, like, why is this so fucking bright? Please don't kill me. This is gonna be so bright. I'm not ready. Game Pass Core. Yeah, so Game Pass Core, it shows you the games you get. See, so the page is a lot. Wait, just Core. Just Core. So the pages are smaller. I can go to it really fast. When was the last time you bought a physical game? I'm not worried about physical. I'm worried about being able to do what I want with something I paid for, right? Like being able to mod files, being able to change the integrity of files, modding in certain things, or playing the game as I want, right? That's another thing that comes with this gaming as a live subscription service is you can these files no longer exist in your hardware. So you can no longer mod these games. I'm not worried about physical gaming going away. I was just throwing another angle at it, talking about it just in case, right? That's something that's in the back of someone's mind too when they think of these subscription services. Yeah, you only get 2 pages. But all these games are free. As long as you have Game Pass Core, which is... Game Pass Core is basically... what's it called? It's basically just Xbox Live Gold. You get access to these games, right? You can play Vampire Survivors all the way up to Among Us, right? Astroneer, cool. Chivalry 2, Dead Cells. I heard, like, a lot of these games that they have on here aren't super bad games. Like, they have some cool games on here, right? Like Psychonauts 2, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Vampire Survivors. These are really cool games. Overcooked. I think people like Overcooked. Power Wash Simulator is so funny. Celeste, Dead Cells. These are really tight games. Dishonored 2, the original Fable. Godlike. Actually, this might be this is the anniversary edition. Like a lot of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This game's dope. I have this. I have it on Steam. A lot of these games people would play anyway, right? So they're pushing people into trying it, right? You give them a little taste, right? You let them dip their toes in it. You let them dip their finger in it and lick it real quick, right? You're like, oh, hey, I made some really good gravy for those mashed potatoes you're holding, right? The mashed potato is the gaming blood in our hearts, or the game console you already own, or the urge to want to try gaming, right? So that's the mashed potatoes. And Microsoft is going, hey man, I got some really good brown gravy over here. Go ahead and dip your finger in it and tell me if you like. Dip your finger in and lick it. Tell me if you like it. And you're like, ooh, I kind of like that, right? And then you get Game Pass Core, which is like $15 a month or $11 a month, whatever Xbox Live Gold used to be. Like, here's a little spoonful, and you're like, and you know, like, this is a lot of mashed potatoes. I really need more of that gravy. That gravy, I just didn't get enough gravy for the amount of mashed potatoes I have. I need more. And then instead you go ahead and get yourself Game Pass Ultimate. I actually don't know what the difference in price is. I should look. Maybe it'll show me here. I don't feel like signing it. Never mind. I just wanted to know the prices. Xbox Game Pass. So Xbox Game Pass is $10 a month for the cheapest and $17 a month for the most expensive. Got it. Okay, so now I know. And it doesn't even feel like too different of an amount. Like, you go from getting 2 pages of games for $10 a month to getting 24 pages of games, $17 a month, right? And there are some big hits in here. Remnant 2, I fucking love this game. This game is tight. We Happy Few, I heard this game is like a cult classic. Resident Evil 2, we're just on the first page, bro. This shit is crazy. Far Cry 6, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Original Remnant. We're only on the first page. Goat Simulator 3, that's my goat. That's my goat. Tons of games. And I noticed it when Microsoft started to buy out studios, right? They didn't buy out studios explicitly for the purposes of making those games console exclusives, right? I think the first thing people thought was, holy shit, man, Microsoft is buying Minecraft to make it like console exclusive. Fuck Nintendo Switch, fuck PlayStation, fuck PC, even though it's Microsoft. It's over, bros. It's over. You're gonna have to buy an Xbox if you want to play Minecraft. That's not at all what happened. Call of Duty. Them acquiring Activision Blizzard. What do you think them acquiring Activision Blizzard means for the greater community overall? Nothing. It actually changes nothing. You're still gonna be able to play your Diablos. You're still gonna be able to play your Overwatches. You're still gonna be able to play your Call of Duties on Nintendo Switch, on PC, and on PlayStation. No problem, right? But it won't be included in Xbox Game Pass if you don't have an Xbox or a PC to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, right? Where you can get it, and if you're paying $17 a month, you're not paying $70 to buy the new Call of Duty every year. You're paying $17 a month to play it and a bunch of other games that you want to play. Wow. That goes the same for a bunch of the other studios that they acquired. And I don't think people really thought about that. I think people at first thought that Xbox was trying to monopolize the console market and take control so that PlayStation wouldn't be able to acquire these games as exclusives or even as cross-platform games. But instead, they're not trying to win the console. They're trying to win the software war. They want to create the Netflix of gaming now and get ahead of the curve and have all of these IPs under their belt that if you want, it's like with Netflix. There's certain movies that only exist on Netflix for the longest time, only exist on Peacock now, or only exist on Hulu. They have that hot commodity. They have that intense giant library of exclusives to streaming platforms that unless you go out and just get on Steam or get on PlayStation and buy the game outright, the only way to play it through a subscription service is through them. That's just food for thought. That's just food for thought. I could be absolutely wrong. I could be talking out of my ass. But look how giant, look how massive this catalog of games is they have. Play Day One. I should have played Day One. Play Day One. Starfield. Big hit, right out of the gate. Even though it was a little fucked up, a little janky. Darktide. A Plague Tale Requiem. Forza Motorsport. Party Animals World. Payday 3. These are all very recent games, if you haven't noticed. That's strange. Why would they give you this subscription service and you play these games that just came out day one when they could just try to sell you? Please take this shit off here. When they could instead just try to sell you the game. Hi-Fi Rush, Atomic Heart. These are all very new games. Came out last year. Look at these. A giant catalog of day one this game came out. You've been able to play it since Halo Infinite campaign. Why pay $70 for the Halo Infinite campaign if you could pay $17 a month for it and so much more? I feel like I'm giving you guys a sales pitch. Microsoft, if you're listening to me, that was the sales pitch right there. Why pay $70 for Call of Duty on PlayStation if you could pay $17 a month for it and so much more? Call of Duty players might actually eat that shit up. I should shut up.